Mr. Wayne. Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
What's your position on the Bat Vigilante in Gotham?
Hey guys, it's Kamikani again. Well, I'm sure this week's topic is no surprise, as you may have heard of a little film called Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Not only is this the first version of Batman that director Zack Snyder has ever done, but this is the first time that Batman and Superman face off on the big screen. Now, there has been a ton of attention and pressure on this film to succeed, and that's why it's the topic of this week's Nerdy Notes. Now, we're not going to talk about an origin story for Batman or Superman because honestly, if you don't know who these characters are by now, you've either not owned a TV for the last 50 years or you've never been to a Six Flags theme park. So let's rewind. Ever since the official announcement at Comic-Con in 2013, all eyes have been on DC Entertainment for their official answer to the MCU. Seems as if they're stacking the deck towards a Justice League movie, not after years of solo films and phases like Marvel, but by introducing a group of characters in Dawn of Justice. This is the first version of Batman since Man of Steel, but it's also the first film version of Wonder Woman, Aquaman, two characters that DC has had trouble with introducing in the modern film and television universe. Even Joss Whedon, master of the strong female warrior storytelling genre, gave up after years of trying to write a Wonder Woman movie in 2007. DC plans not only to make a Justice League movie, but also give solo films to Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Shazam, known in some circles as Captain You Don't Have the Rights to This Marvel, and give Batman another standalone film all in the next 5 years. Speaking of climaxing too fast, Warner Brothers experienced some backlash following the release of the third trailer, which seems to reveal Doomsday as the final villain in the third act, which will bring our battling heroes together. Now, to briefly explain Doomsday, seen here dressed up as his favorite Ninja Turtle, he's a pivotal villain in the Superman mythos. He's the only one to actually kill Superman.
Actually, he didn't kill Superman, seeing they both came back.
Hi Micah, welcome to the show.
I don't feel very welcome.
Just because I prefer Marvel Comics to DC doesn't mean that I'm not both fair and balanced.
Really?
Alrighty then, to discuss this further, we're going to turn it over to our DC analyst, Micah Ohanian. Micah, take it away.
So, Doomsday is from early Krypton before there were any humanoids living there. He's a genetic creation who can't die, for he cannot be killed by the same thing twice. So when Doomsday arrives on Earth, Superman has no other choice but to kill him. Unfortunately, it takes Superman's life in the process. But, as we all know in comic books, nobody really is dead unless they're civilians or Uncle Ben. As you calling him a Ninja Turtle, my theory is that it's not his final form. Of course, you don't care about this, Comic-Con, because you're a Marvel fangirl.
Okay, well, you have to agree that Marvel Studios has been at least more in touch with the fan base.
Well, Tasha, really?
Alright, the MCU hasn't always been God's gift to cinema, okay? And while Marvel Studios, Sony, and Fox have experienced a lot of drastic highs and lows with Marvel properties, Warner Brothers and DC have been pretty successful.
I think you're forgetting to take into account Arrow, Gotham, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Constantine, and Supergirl.
Yeah, that last one kind of stuns me too, but that's a totally separate argument. Not too long ago, Smallville was a huge success before it went on 4 seasons too long. And before that, it was Lois and Clark before it went on too long. And let us not forget the original before it went on too long. But you know, Micah brings up a good point. Why does it seem like the odds are so stacked against DC Entertainment, even though it's had the same success-failure ratio as everyone else? Why is the internet calling Batman v Superman DOA? Why does everyone at Comic-Con want to punch Zack Snyder in his smug face?
I don't want to punch him. He gave me this sweet shirt. I mean, look.
The DC and Marvel battle runs deep. There's a ton of contention about which company is better, especially when we're talking about comics. Sure, Marvel Comics has a history of being edgy and breaking down barriers, but DC Comics has had them beat in quality. You think about what most comic enthusiasts call the greatest comic book stories of all time. Stories that influenced either the character or the comic book industry in general. Most of them have been released under the DC or DC Vertigo titles.
Dark Knight Returns and The Killing Joke are why we view Batman as this instead of this anymore.
We grew up with these characters, and thus we have unbendable perceptions of who they are and what they're supposed to be. That's why this movie's been taking heat from the beginning. And with that being said, I say unto you, fellow nerds, get over yourself. Give this movie a chance. I mean, it can't be as bad as Green Lantern.
Oh, that's a classic. You know another classic? Tobey Maguire's Jazz Dancing.
we don't bring up jazz dancing.
Thanks for having me on the show, CC, but hang on. Yes, Alfred? What do you mean they sold out? Fandango it!
Ooh, that's a real rookie move. Well, for everyone that's not Micah, early showings of Batman v Superman begin March 24th. I want to know what you thought of the movie, so please write your comments below, but keep it spoiler free. That's all for this time, and until the next edition of Nerdy Notes, see ya!